Hello, my name is Charles Wright. Today we're going to talk about how to teach drawing for greater retention and confidence in students. Problem statement. Most people are uncomfortable with their drawing ability. Students who start the design program typically have limited drawing skills. As designers, we're interested in drawing because it's the quickest way to brainstorm and storyboard new ideas. Drawing helps students fail fast. It lets them see bad ideas quickly through sketching and rule these ideas out in a matter of minutes instead of hours. Often students will go straight into the software and spend hours on a design only to figure out it was a bad idea in the first place. Students who have confidence in their drawing ability will use this skill throughout their education and on into their career. We often hear someone say, "I can't draw. I can only draw a stick figure." But that same person wouldn't go into a biology class and say, "I can only do 5th grade science." Drawing has a stigma that it can't be learned. It's thought of as a talent instead of a skill, something one is either born with or without. Content overview. Today we will explore some tools to help students develop their ability to draw and techniques for deeper, longer-lasting learning. A positive attitude and spaced practice go a long way in learning a new visual skill. Here's the secret. Learning to draw is actually learning to see the world in a new way. We're asking students not to see a coffee mug, but instead to see tones and angles. Our brain gets in the way because we know we're looking at a coffee mug, and we say, "I've been looking at a coffee mug for years. I know what they look like." And then we draw a symbol of a coffee mug. Learning to draw is actually learning to disconnect from the way we are used to seeing the world. Students with a positive growth mindset see failure as a learning opportunity. These students will also choose more challenging tasks to improve their skill, even though they might fail at the task. Students who think drawing ability is fixed and not something that can be learned will choose easier tasks and see failure as evidence of their inability. The key is this mindset can be changed. We are asking students to look at objects differently than they ever have before. This new skill is difficult. Changing the way one views the world as a young adult takes effort. Effortful learning makes stronger connections in the brain, and the result is longer retention of the new skill. Spaced practice forces students to retrieve the lessons learned in class after some forgetting has occurred. The effort it takes the student to remember the learned information helps make stronger memory bonds. New learning is malleable and can be changed or bonded to new experiences. However, without retrieval, new learning can be lost quickly, within 24 to 48 hours. The exercises covered in class are tools to help students look at the world in different ways. They need to continue to use these tools in their daily sketches to retrieve and reinforce the new concepts. The daily drawings don't need to be time-consuming, but daily retrieval of the concepts applied to even a 15-minute drawing can be beneficial. Asking students to solve a new problem without instruction creates a question in their mind. Then, when the drawing is demonstrated, students see what they did right and where they can improve. This blind attempt to solve a new problem creates deeper learning because they're questioning how their drawing compares to the demonstration. Suggestions for implementation. Share with students how a growth mindset can make the difference when learning a new skill. Students with a growth mindset see failure as an opportunity to improve and choose more complex problems where failure is possible. Students with a fixed mindset choose simpler problems where they know they can succeed and are more interested in showing they're talented than they are in improving. Spaced practice means the student will forget some of the lesson and have to work to remember the techniques demonstrated in class. Effortful retrieval creates new memory bonds every time the skill is used. Over time, this repeated retrieval strengthens the mastery of the subject. Use generative learning when introducing a new concept or skill in the classroom. The act of trying to solve a problem before being given the answer creates a question in the students' minds that will be answered in the lecture. This self-question and answer creates deeper learning than the student passively watching a new demonstration. Conclusion. Drawing faces a stigma that other subjects don't have when being taught. Many people think drawing is a talent and not something that can be taught. As instructors, it's our job to identify this stigma and provide concrete learning techniques to develop drawing skills. Students with a growth mindset see failure as a learning opportunity. Spaced practice forces recall of new skills and creates new memory bonds every time the skill is used. Generative learning techniques create a question in the students' minds that can then be answered through demonstration. References.